Let's start with chemical kinetics. In chemical kinetics, we study rate of chemical reactions. The rate of chemical reaction is defined as change in concentration, that is number of moles per liter of any reactant or product per unit time. Let's take up a reaction. 2N2O5 gas decomposes to 4NO2 gas plus O2 gas. Now, according to the reaction, the rate of decomposition for N2O5 is twice as fast as the rate of formation of oxygen. Therefore, instantaneous rate means that which is determined at small interval of time is expressed as minus half of d of N2O5 divided by dt is equal to plus 1 by 4 d of NO2 divided by dt, which is equal to plus d of O2 divided by dt. This d of N2O5 represents small change in concentration. Similarly, d of NO2 represents small change in concentration of NO2, and DO2 represents small change in concentration of O2. dt is small interval of time. Why we have minus sign? Because concentration of reactants decreases with time, and negative sign shows that it decreases with time. Positive sign shows that the concentration of products increases with time, and we have divided by the coefficients of in a balanced chemical reaction. Next, we are going to take up factors influencing the rate of reaction. The first factor is concentration of reactants. If we increase the concentration of reactants, the rate of reaction will increase. Temperature. In general, rate of reaction increases with the increase in temperature. Pressure. Pressure will affect only in gaseous reactions. Surface area of reactants. Greater the surface area of reactants, more will be rate of reaction. Presence of catalyst. Positive catalyst will increase the rate of reaction. Presence of light radiations. Most of the reactions, the rate of reaction will increase in the presence of light radiations. Units of rate of reaction, this will be units of concentration divided by unit of time. So if unit of concentration is moles per liter, then the unit of rate will be moles per liter per unit time. It may be per second, per minute, per hour. Unit of rate constant. Unit of rate constant will vary with the order of reaction. For example, if A is changing to product, so the rate is directly proportional to molar concentration of A raised to the power n, or rate is equal to rate constant K into A raised to the power n, where n is order of the reaction. Now K will come out to be rate divided by molar concentration of A raised to the power n. Now we know the units of rate, moles per liter time inverse, divided by concentration of A will be moles per liter raised to the power n. So we will get mole divided by L whole raised to the power 1 minus n time inverse. Now we are going to take up molecularity and order of reaction. Molecularity is defined as number of molecules of reactants taking part in a chemical reaction. Order is defined as number of molecules of reactants whose concentration determine the rate of reaction, that is, whose concentration affect the rate of reaction. Molecularity is a theoretical value and it is determined with the help of balanced chemical equation, whereas order of reaction is a experimental value, is determined with the help of rate law of the reaction, which is formulated with the help of experiments. Molecularity can be 1, 2, 3 or rarely 4, whereas order of reaction may be 0, fractional or integer. It may be positive or negative. Molecularity is derived from the mechanism of the reaction depends upon slowest step, and each step of the reaction has its own molecularity, and each step of reactions are called elementary step. Order of reaction is derived from rate law of the slowest step of the reaction. Molecularity is independent of pressure and temperature, but order of reaction is dependent on pressure, temperature and catalyst. Let's take up pseudo first order reaction. Those reactions whose molecularity is 2 but order is 1 are called pseudo first order reaction. For example, hydrolysis of sucrose gives you glucose and fructose. This is an example of pseudo first order reaction. Why? Because its molecularity is 2 but order is 1. In hydrolysis reaction, water is always present in excess and remains practically constant throughout the reaction. Such type of reactions are known as pseudo first order reactions. Similarly, acidic hydrolysis of ester is also pseudo first order reaction. Now we are going to derive integrated rate law for first order reaction. Reactions whose rate is determined by change of concentration of one reactant only are called first order reaction. Let A is changing to products. When T is 0, that is in the beginning of reaction, concentration of A is taken as small a and products in the beginning will be 0. After time is T, T is equal to T means after interval T, the concentration of A becomes A minus X. Why? Because X moles of reactants have changed into products. So the rate of reaction at any instant of time is given by minus dA over dt is equal to K into molar concentration of A, or minus dA over dt is equal to K into A. Minus dA over A is equal to K dt. Let's integrate both sides. The integral of minus 1 over x dx is log x. So integral of minus dA over A is minus ln A. ln means log to the base e. Integral of dt is t because differential of t is dt. So we get kt plus integration constant. How to evaluate integration constant? When t is 0, A is equal to A0. A0 is initial concentration. So when we substitute, we get minus ln of A0 is equal to 0 because t is 0 and we get value of integration constant. Let's substitute the value of integration constant and we get minus ln A equal to Kt minus ln A0. Let's bring ln A0 on left hand side. So we get ln A0 minus ln A equal to Kt, or K is equal to 1 over T ln A0 divided by A. Now we want to convert this log to the base e to log to the base 10. We have to multiply it with 2.303. So we get T is equal to 2.303 divided by K log 10 of A0 divided by A. A0 is equal to small a can also be taken as initial concentration, and final A molar concentration of A can be taken as A minus X. That is the concentration of reactant which remains after time T. So small t is equal to 2.303 divided by K log of A divided by A minus X. A is the initial concentration, A minus X is the final concentration. We can also write Kt over 2.303 equal to log A minus log A minus X, or log A minus X is equal to log A minus Kt over 2.303. This is the equation of a straight line as t and log A minus X are variable. We are going to plot a graph between time and log A minus X. We get a straight line. Its slope, which is also equal to tangent theta, is equal to minus k over 2.303. Log A is the intercept. Let's take up characteristics of the first order reaction. First characteristic is rate of first order reaction continuously decreases with time because concentration of reactant will keep on decreasing. Second is unit of rate constant will be time inverse, means per second, per minute, per hour or per year. Half-life of first order reaction, let's derive. T half will be equal to 2.303 divided by K log of A over A by 2. A by 2 is the final concentration after half-life. That is, when 50% of the reaction is complete, concentration will become A by 2, half of the initial concentration. This will be equal to 2.303 divided by K log 2. T half is equal to 2.303 divided by K into value of log 2 is 0.3010. T half will come out to be 0.693 by K. As half-life of first order reaction is independent of initial concentration of the reactant, we can also write T half is proportional to concentration raised to the power 0. Or we can say T half is proportional to A raised to the power 0, where A is initial concentration. For different order of reaction, we can get a relation between the half-life time and concentration. So the general relation is T half is proportional to A raised to the power 1 minus N, where N is order of reaction. T1 over T2 is equal to A2 over A1 raised to the power N minus 1, or T1 over T2 is equal to A2 over A1 whole raised to the power N minus 1, which is also equal to P2 over P1 raised to the power N minus 1, where P1 and P2 are corresponding pressure. T1 and T2 are two half-lives when the concentration are A1 and A2 respectively, or corresponding pressures P1 and P2. N is number of half-lives completed after given time. Total time divided by T half will give you number of half-lives completed. And concentration which remains after N half-lives will be equal to initial concentration divided by 2 raised to the power N. This formula will be most useful in radioactive disintegration, which follows first order kinetics. If the quantity of reactant at the start, that is when T is 0, is A0, and the quantity that remains after N half-lives is An, then 2 raised to the power N is equal to A0 divided by An. Now we are taking second order reaction. Reactions whose rate is determined by change of two concentration terms are known as second order reaction. If both the reactants are same, then we write 2A gives you products. When T is 0, initial concentration is taken as A and products will definitely be 0. After time T, it will become A minus X and products will become X. Example of second order reaction is decomposition of HI. 2HI gives you H2 plus I2. Or we write minus dA over dt is equal to K into molar concentration of A raised to the power 2. Rate is equal to minus dx over dt, and which is equal to K into A minus X raised to the power 2. On integrating, we will get K into T is equal to 1 over A into X divided by A minus X. This is the expression for second order reaction. Now, characteristics of second order reaction. Rate of second order reaction also continuously decreases with time because concentration of reactants decreases with time. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to square of concentration of reacting substance if there is single reactant. Units of rate constant will be liter per mole per second. It can be per minute or per hour also depending upon the unit of time. Half-life time T half is proportional to A raised to the power 1 minus N, where N is order of reaction and here N is 2. So it will be T half is proportional to A raised to the power minus 1. We can also say that T half is inversely proportional to initial concentration.